Okay, so welcome back to the second part of this tutorial series. Actually, it's the tutorial series. Um, in this part, we're going to set the big steps. We're going to code some real things. Let's program. That's what you're here for, right? Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is extend the Java plugin, and we'll have to import it. If it's a red line, don't worry. It's most of the time it's just importing the problems. Um, and bear with me because I've already been programming for 2 years, so some of the things I already know, some things I already know by heart. Sorry, English isn't my best. So explain. I hopefully explain everything I do, but if I don't hesitate to ask in the comment or something, or PM me if you like private conversations. Um, so whenever the server is starting, uh, Bukkit will call all the plugins and with um, the same method name, which is on enable. And when the server stops, the Bukkit will call it for on disable. So here's where you're going to initialize the plugin, right here. And well, right now we don't have to do anything. We can just let's print out a message saying that we started. So you have this special thing, because this is the main class. We can just call this and then get logger. And what this does is it let me write it out completely. What's healer? Okay, so that's not done right at the moment, but what this does is it calls the logger, and that's just the console you see when you start the server. And this means it will print it with a certain level. Info is just the info level, so it's not really a problem. You can also, when your plugin encounters warnings, it will print it with the warning level. You can use warning or severe. It's even more than warning. So it will just say your plugin's name, so healer, and then severe in caps. So it's just more noticeable. So this is going to print healer and then version, and then you can do this get description, get version, and what this does it do? What, that's not good English. What will this do? No, anyhow, it will show this version you provided here, like version and then 1.0, 1.0 for the American users. So it will print healer version 1.0 has been enabled. And we can do the same, but then for disable, and instead of that we do has been disabled. Okay, so this will just, it won't do anything, it will just print it. And I'm not going to show you, you have to believe, I will show you in a minute. But what we want to do is we want to allow the player to heal another player by command. And well, right now it doesn't do anything. When you type heal, it will just show heal and then the usage. But that's because there's no logic behind it. The plugin doesn't know what to do with heal. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to make a separate package, just because it's neat. Organizing is always good. And then we're going to need a new class that's called commands handler. You don't have to use the same names, but that's what I prefer to use. Just a small description. And then Bukkit provides us with a special class that we should implement, or not a class, an interface, I believe. don't worry if you don't understand this just yet. I have to import it, so I did import it just right now. And then we need to add unimplemented methods. So we do that. I see a whole kind of gibberish, don't worry about it just yet. I'm going to rename a few things because I'm used to it. Sender, CMD, label, and args. So what we have to, this class will handle what will happen, will handle the logic, what will happen with when you do /heal. So whenever a player does /heal, we get 4 arguments. The first one is the sender, so that can be either a player or the console. So that's why it's a command sender, not just a player or a console, because it can be either. And the command is just a command that's performed, so /heal in this case. The label, I'm not sure what it is, I've never used it. I think you don't need to use it anyhow. And the args is the arguments provided. So let's say someone did /heal startVin. Then the sender would be the guy that sent it, or the girl, sorry. The command would be heal, and the argument would be startVin. And if he or she did 10, then this would be the command, like this. This would be args 0, because Java and most other programming languages start with 0, and this would be argument 1. So we dealt with that, and now we're going to implement some logic. So what we'll do is we'll just allow use to use /heal. So if I'm just going to use invert logic, don't worry. So what I just wrote is, if the command and then the name of the command, so that would be what command was performed, is equal to heal, and it can be equal ignore case, means so it's not case sensitive, so you can do heal or like this. Oh well, it doesn't matter. You can use equals, which means it will only be true when you use this, or I can use equals ignore case, and then it will allow anything. So we're just going to use equals ignore case. And if it's not, this means not. Just say like you can. Well, you can all write like one line. So this is get the name of the command, then see if it's equal to heal. If it's not equal to heal, then return true. Return true means stop this action, we don't want to use it. It's unnecessary. So it doesn't do anything when you do /boat or something. If you do /boat, then this line will say no, it's not equal to heal, let's stop that. We don't use it. Okay, so now we know past this line, because code is always ran in like from up to down in the class. So past this line we know it's always going to be /heal. Let's use comments. Or with this one, it's good to make comments because well, sometimes you don't know what you're doing, well, that shouldn't be the case, but sometimes it is. And if you're using comments, you know when you know what some line of code does, or when you when you stop coding for a month or something, you're going to do something else, or on a vacation or a holiday or whatever, and you come back to your code and think, what? And you think, what the heck? What's this? Does this code do? And then the comments can help you to get back on the track quicker, because you can see, oh, this and this does that. Okay, nice. So well, I know what this does, but it's merely for you guys. Okay, so we know that that we're using heal. We're dealing with the command heal, and so the problem is we can't just say, okay, we'll give the player, the sender, full health, because we don't know if it's a console or if it's a player. So if you say if, and then we're going to do some nasty things. Don't worry just yet. We're going to use, oh well, that's not the good thing. No, actually not just that. So if the player, if the sender of this command is instance of player not, so if the sender is not a player, we'll say that you can't perform the command yourself, really, because why would you? As a console, it's like a console doesn't have any lives or something. It cannot die, so we cannot heal it. So we'll send the sender a message, sender.send message, with the chat color of red, so it will show up in red. You cannot heal. Oh wait, no, let's do something funny. You are a computer, you silly, because, well, we can't heal you. And then it returns true, so it stops the command logic, because we know it's a computer and we don't want to use a computer. So let's comment that. And then well, we know for sure that this sender is now a player, because if it's done, it will stop here. So what we'll do is if no, not if, sorry. We're going to create a new object called player, because we're going to need to use that. And this looks like strange code, but what we're saying is we create a new player object that we call player, and it's equal to the sender, because this sender, but we cast a player, because my IDE thinks, hey, this is a sender, this is a command sender, not a player. Those two types are not the same. You can't just compare those. You can't just compare apples and pears. We see, oh, that's not fair. So what we say is, no, don't mind. This player, this sender is actually a player. So that's what we tell. Represents a player, connected or not. So what we are telling the code is, we have a player object, but it's really just a sender, only in disguise. So that's what we say. And then we can say, okay, well, let's heal the player. And healing the player is not a big deal. Just set the health to 20. And that's you say, why 20? They're only 10 hearts. That's true, but one number represents half a heart. So two is 1 heart. So we set the health to 20, which is 20 times a half a heart, which is 10 hearts. maths, guys. You need to do it as well. And it's good to know that you healed the player, so we send the player a message. What? No, player dot send message. Chat color. Let's do it green. So we like green is failure, red is failure, green is success. So you successfully healed yourself. What a great day it was in this. And we can change this return true to return false. Return false to return true, sorry. And then we only miss one thing, because we need to check if the player has permission, because otherwise anyone could use it. So we do if sender dot has permission, and then we use the permission that we specified here. So that would be was it healer.heal. So healer.heal, and then we say if the player doesn't have that permission. So if the sender has permission not, so if the sender does not have that permission, then we send the sender a message. If it's going too fast, you should really just rewatch it, because I've been doing this for 2 years, so it's really easy for me, but it will be quite hard for you to understand for the first time. Oh. And it's always remember to return true, or in this method, because otherwise it would just go on. It's just send. You don't have sufficient rights, and it would do this as well. So this just means if the compiler reads return true, okay, well I'll stop it now. That's what it does. So we tell the player that if a player does not have the permission heal, we'll send him you don't have the sufficient rights, and then we stop it. And otherwise he will will get healed. So let's test this thing. We're going to export, then jar file, and then that was the last project I exported, and they're going to use healer just for the sake of the naming convention. And then you have to oops, that's the wrong thing. I already have a test server here. You always put your jars in the plugins folder. So I'm going to take Ultrarank out then, and then you can see the healer plugin is in there, and then we're going to run this. I have a fancy script set up, so Vincent is my real name. That's why it's showing welcome Vincent, choose a function to perform. So I type run, and it runs my server. Just wait a second for it to start up. And as you can see, healer version 1.0 has been enabled. Well, that's awesome, isn't it? You can also stop the server. Oh well, you can see, but it would say healer version 1.0 has been disabled. So we know that's working as well. You can see it in the logs if you really want to. Oh Jesus. This is the, oh no wait, if I stop it, and you can see the latest log. Healer version 1.0 has been disabled, so we know it's working. We don't have to worry about that. So let's see if our code said that computer. That's why the comments are so easy. If you are a computer, then we say you are a computer, you silly, and then we stop it. So it shouldn't do anything if you do /heal. And you see /heal player name. That's not what it was going to say, right? That's true, because we don't have the command registered yet. So the plugin doesn't know that this class, like this, will handle the command. So what we have to do is we have to register the command. That's really easy. Just type. What was it? Yeah, that get command, and then heal, because that's our command defined in the plugin.yml heal. And then we set the executor. You can see command executor, which is this class is a commands executor. We set it to a new commands handler. So let's import that. So there you go. Here, used to handle the heal command. So that's why what we told here is set the executor of this command to this class, and this class will handle all the logic. So if we export it again, jar file, and then click healer, and then healer finish, and then if we stop the server, never reload it, that's the worst thing you can do, and then run it again, we have to wait. Okay, now if you do slash heal, you are computer, you silly. So that works, that's good. Now I'm going to our startup Minecraft. I'm not sure if it's going to be able to record that, so if it's not going to be able to, I have to use Fraps or something. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back again. As you can see, I'm in my Minecraft test server for plugins. That's where I test my servers, my plugins, sorry. And I, for some reason, shove a chicken down there. Don't know why. So let's try and see if this works. So if we do slash heal, you successfully healed yourself, and that's because I have the permission. But if I DOP myself, you're no longer up, and then try to heal, you do not have sufficient rights. That's because I do not have the permission anymore, because we gave the permission to OPs by default, sorry. So if I OP myself again, let's do that because I really want to heal myself. That ought to work. So let's take some damage. Where can I fall off? Yeah, this is like a nice hill. So if I fall off this hill, ouch! I've turned down my volume so you don't hear it. And then I heal myself. Bam! We're back up to heal, full health. But the problem is we don't have full hunger bar, so that's we're going to set. We're going to fix it as well. So command more, then set hunger. I'm not sure where that's. Yeah, I think that's set exhaustion, set food level. I think that's the one we want. Just to make sure there's no other one. Saturation, all those different things. Well, I think it's set food level. That will. I'm not sure how that works. Just try 20. That should work. So we can stop the. We can export the plugin once again. Then stop the server, run it again, and we got kicked, yeah. Then we open back our Minecraft again. We're back inside. We do slash heal, and there you go. Our foot level is back up. So that's nice. You see, it's still wobbling, like it's almost going down. That's because our saturation is not filled entirely. So what we do is we do set saturation 20 as well. I'm not sure if that's correct. I'm not sure how it works exactly. I haven't figured it out. Should read a wiki before, but I didn't. So let's try and see if that works. We got kicked and the storage connection was aborted by the software in your host machine. Yeah. Then I join the server again. I do, so it's still wobbly. If I go into sprint, I'm going to lose a lot of quick. Look at that. So yeah, that's not what we want. So if we heal ourselves, we obviously want that the saturation level is filled as well. So let's take some damage. There you go. Now we do no heal, and it isn't wobbly anymore. Yay! We did it. So we can sprint all day long, and it will take a while before we take our first, our first chicken bar goes down. Quite a while actually. Well, you have to experiment with the values of 20. I'm not sure what the food level max is, and I'm sure what the saturation max level is. But 20 does the trick, so that's good for now. So that concludes our very basic plugin tutorial. I'll be posting another video that will have like upgrades, so you can use healer / player name, and then you can heal another player on the server, not just yourself, because that's cool. You want that as well, don't you? So thank you for watching. I hope to see on the next part.